you on the heart of the game? It's country night. Oh, great. Okay.
Hello and welcome back to another Dispatch Game Day. My name is Ryan Antonucci and I'm joined here by Quentin Bursch, and we're back for week 4 of some high school football between your Hersey Huskies and the Niles West Wolves. We're going to get this matchup started in a couple minutes. We're going to head on up to the booth, but first we just want to, kind of give you a little background before we get into this game. It's been a couple weeks since we've seen you guys. Last time we talked to you was before the Warren game, and I hope you guys went on to watch the Warren-Hersey game after that. The Huskies unfortunately lost, but they were up at halftime battling the whole game. Q-Tip, you were there with me. You were watching that game. Evaluate that Huskies performance.
I kind of got hated on because in the last pregame show we had, I did say our run defense was quote-unquote atrocious, but I don't think it's actually been that bad anymore. We saw in the Warren game that we were able to hold them back in the first half, and I was talking to the players, and it seems to be like an endurance problem. Warren had players, I think 2, playing both sides of the ball, and the Huskies have like 8 or 10. We just have so many people that play both sides of the ball. When it comes down to halftime, the Husky players are just way more like gassed than the teams that we're going up against.
Yeah, I think walking away from that game, I was kind of proud of Hersey and how they performed. This is a team that beat them by 30 points last year, and to come back, arguably they have an even better team this year. I think they're currently ranked number 14 in the state, and just to put up a fight, especially early on, and then lose it right at the end, I think that the Huskies should walk away with that thinking, this is a good performance from us. But then Barrington the following week, I understand you were also at that game, Q-Tip. So was I. I showed up a little late. I missed the first half. That was an away game. That didn't go quite the same way. The Huskies were down about 14 to 21 points the entire game. They ended up losing a final score of 21 to 35. What's your assessment of that performance?
I don't know if a lot of people really saw it because I don't even know if the Barrington game was broadcasted.
Yeah, I think I was able to watch it on Huddle.
On Huddle, yeah. But I don't know if you noticed towards I know you said you were gone for the first half, but the end of the second quarter, maybe going into because I left at halftime, so we kind of have the opposite
we had
thing.
the opposite, yeah.
So, but what I noticed is they took Brandon Jenkins out of the game at running back, and they put Chaden in. And Chaden Georgakakis, he was getting a lot better momentum through the middle than Brandon Jenkins. Obviously, Jenkins is going to play running back in college, and he's really good at running the outside. He's got more speed than Chaden, and he's a beast. But when it comes through the middle, finding a gap, that's not Jenkins' strong suit, and Georgakakis was really going through the line.
Yeah, and I think for the Huskies on defense, they definitely struggled with the run game once again. The Barrington had a sophomore running back who only had a couple snaps as a freshman in the playoffs, and then this year, going into this year, obviously he's performing really well for this ranked Barrington team, and he was kind of running all over Hersey, and definitely there was a couple deep passing plays early in the game. I think there was like an 80-yard passing touchdown from Barrington. It was before I got there, but they kind of just got beat, and offensively they didn't really get that many first downs. They weren't really moving down the field as well as we saw them the previous week against Warren. Overall, it was just generally kind of a weaker performance, but last week they did bounce back with a 48-0 shutout win against Maine West. I was at this game. I don't think
I was not.
You were not there. But I was at this game, and they just dominated Maine West on every aspect of the game. I don't even think Maine West got a first down. I think they got like 1 or 2 first downs the entire game. Huskies only forced 1 turnover, but passing-wise, rushing-wise, everybody had a great performance, even special teams. And I think that, in general, it was a really, really good bounce-back game for the Huskies.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It seems like it was more of a bounce-back game. Obviously, I wasn't at that game. But like I said before with the Chaden and Brandon thing, I think Brandon kind of took that as like an insult, like, why aren't you playing me? I'm going to play this in college. And Brandon had a bounce-back week. Obviously, I wasn't there. Maybe you could comment on that.
He played great. And I think in general, everybody down the line played really good for the Huskies.
I think starting off 0-2 for the Huskies hasn't been great in these last few seasons, but I think right now it's really a motivational standpoint for the Huskies this season.
But I have to respect, I know Husky fans are always like, oh my God, we're 0-2. But I remember as an underclassman, we would just play some really bad teams in our first 4 non-conference games and go. Even though we'd go undefeated on the year, we didn't really test ourselves strength of schedule wise. And I know Tom Nelson pointed to it in a Daily Herald article, but he mentioned that by improving the strength of schedule in these most recent years, it really sets the team up for playoff success. Something that a couple of years ago we did not have. We didn't have much playoff success because we didn't really test ourselves early on with good opponents. So maybe these are all supposed to be learning experiences early on in the season. Now you get Maine West and Niles West, and we move into conference. You should pick up a couple wins, and then going into the playoffs, okay, we know the type of competition we're going against. We know what we have to do. But let's flash forward now to the game that we have here: Hersey versus Niles West. Hersey's 1-2, Niles West 0-3. Niles West actually hasn't won their conference in 50 years.
50 years.
And the conference that they're in, I'm trying to find it here, the Central Suburban North Conference is one of the weaker, if not the weakest, conferences in high school football. You have teams like Maine West, Maine East. Maine East just lost 42-0 to Wheeling a couple weeks ago. I don't know if that was possible, but whenever you have Wheeling put it up 42 points against your offense or your defense, you have to figure something out. But Niles West, they've played a couple close games. Riverside Brookfield week 1 lost by a touchdown. They played Mundelein 2 weeks ago, lost 14-18. But then last week, Prospect came into Niles West and really ran them off the field. They won 60-7. I feel like we kind of know how this result's going to go, but what do you think the Huskies need to do for this matchup?
If Prospect beat them 60-7, I think this is going to be a no-brainer for the Huskies. Do they even need to do anything, or can they just keep going how they've been going? I don't even think they need to change anything. I think they're going to blow them out better than Prospect.
Better than Prospect. Yeah, I would say that we're a pretty comparable, if not maybe slightly better team than Prospect this year. So if you want to do that, they beat them, like it should be maybe like, I don't know, 6-7 type of game. But we'll see. They have Niles West has a first-year head coach, Kyriako Anastasiadis, pretty complicated name. But I was watching some film on Niles, and definitely something that the Huskies need to watch out for is the run game. Tyron Marshall, running backs, he's a senior. Also, their quarterback, Nicholas West, he's a senior and has been a 3-year starter. He's kind of described as a dual-threat quarterback. So those are the main 2 players that the Huskies have to watch out for on this Niles West offense. But defensively, I don't think Niles West has much there.
Now, you say watch out for, and obviously we've commented on the Huskies' run defense. I think it's gotten better since the first few weeks. But how much of a threat do you think it's going to be? Because it is coming from Niles West, and we've kind of put them beneath our shoe.
Yeah, I don't want to defame anybody on Niles West, but obviously Tyron Marshall is no what's the name of Warren running back? Aaron Stewart. He's no Aaron Stewart. I do think he's going to be pretty solid. I do think that the Huskies can't write him off, but I don't think you're going to see a performance maybe on the level of Aaron Stewart, but I will be surprised if something like that happens. So any final messages, Q-Tip?
No, I think we've got this game in the Huskies' paws.
In the Huskies' paws. All right, we're going to now go to our game day picks of the week. We have 12 games for you here between the MSL East and MSL West. Week 1, when we did this, me and Q-Tip both finished 8-2, so I think pretty solid performances. And the 2 games that we got, they were all different games that we got wrong. But let's start off with these games of the week. First game is Schaumburg versus Vernon Hills. You want to go first with this one?
I think you're wrong if you don't take Schaumburg here.
Yeah.
Vernon Hills just hasn't been much of a threat in the past 3 years that we've been here, and Schaumburg at least has stood a chance in these couple years.
Yeah, I feel like I remember Hersey played Vernon Hills my sophomore year, and I think we might have put up 80 points.
Yeah, it was one of our highest really scoring. Bad. Like it was almost a record, I think. I think we were one touchdown away from a record. Was it the record?
I think it was. I think because Tom Nelson was trying to go for the record that game. I don't know. It was so bad. And Schaumburg obviously has a pretty solid team. I believe they're 2-1 so far this year. I'm not sure, but they have a solid team, and I think they're going to beat Vernon Hills, especially at home. Game 2, Rolling Meadows versus Maine East. Rolling Meadows has kind of burst onto the scene recently, maybe as that number 3 in the MSL East. They take on Maine East, who just lost to Wheeling, 42-0, as I mentioned earlier. I think Meadows has this one with no problem.
Yeah, actually, I probably brought this up before, but my brother's one of the coaches at Meadows, and he's been telling me about their team, and they're looking pretty good. He's got some guys that he thinks their potential is really going to skyrocket. And, yeah, I'm taking Meadows here.
All right, now we transition over to Game 3, Conant versus Highland Park. Conant originally picked to finish last in the MSL West. They did pick up their first win in, I think, the past 3 years. It was either last week or 2 weeks ago. They take on Highland Park, who's also in the same conference as Niles West. Highland Park, it's been a little weak these past couple years. I believe, Buffalo Grove beat Deerfield, not Highland Park. But I still think I'm going to take Highland Park over Conant. Here, I just think Conant's almost like the Wheeling of the MSL West. I
genuinely don't know anything about Highland Park, but I do know, like Ryan said, that Conant has been, I don't want to say it again, but maybe atrocious, Ryan.
Yeah.
And Conant's just not very good, and yeah, I think you have to take Highland Park here.
Yeah, right now Conant is in last place. They're at 1-2. Highland Park, I'm not quite aware of where they are in the standings, but I believe I'm going to take Highland Park as well in this one. Buffalo Grove versus Glenbrook North. Buffalo Grove coming off their first win. Glenbrook North, obviously the Huskies have played them in the past. We've beaten up on them pretty well. I'm going to take Glenbrook North in this one. Buffalo Grove, they've just kind of fallen off over these past couple of years. They did have a win last week. They beat Deerfield. It was a touchdown game. But at the end of the day, I still have Glenbrook North.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if it was Glenbrook South, it's a totally different story. I feel like they're a way stronger team than Glenbrook North. And I don't know if they're in the same conference or not, but I just don't know too much about Glenbrook North, and I feel like I have more faith in BG, actually.
Really?
Glenbrook North, I've never really heard of them too much, but I've heard Glenbrook South, so I'm taking BG here.
Yeah, looking at Glenbrook North now, they just beat Elk Grove 31-13 last week. I think Elk Grove is a better team than Buffalo Grove this year, even though in some of the MSL rankings that I've seen, Elk Grove has been ranked last. I know they're 0-3, but I still think Elk Grove's a little better. This year, I think they're probably the 4th best team. But take it as you will. I'm taking Glenbrook North. You're taking BG.
I'm taking BG.
All right. Now let's go over to our next game, Wheeling versus Niles North. Wheeling just coming off their first win against Maine East. Niles North located in the same conference as Highland Park and Maine West and Maine East. Niles North is 0-3 going into this game. I think I'm going to take Wheeling.
I feel like this is kind of a hard one.
Yeah, this is like, I actually had this. So when I organize these games, I try to organize them by what I think is the easiest picks that we make to the hardest picks that we're going to make, and then Hersey's obviously last. But I had this one as one of the harder picks, and I'm like, it's Wheeling, Niles North. It's not really the focus of the week in terms of games, but I mean, like, Niles North just lost 55-0 to Rolling Meadows.
Just to, differ our scores, see if there's anything going to happen here. You did actually say Conant is the Wheeling of the MSL West. And so I feel like using Wheeling as an adjective now, I can't go for Wheeling to win this game. If we're using Wheeling as an adjective for a team being so bad, I'm not going to take the team that's that adjective.
Yeah.
I'm taking Niles North.
All right, we'll beg to differ. Evanston versus Hoffman Estates, our next game lined up here. Evanston, I believe they're at home against Hoffman. Hoffman was actually ranked ahead of Hersey in terms of MSL standings. I don't care. I'm picking Evanston. I think Hoffman is a strong team, but I've looked at some of these most recent scores of Evanston, and I just think that they're a more solid team than Hoffman.
I don't know how MSL ranks them, but according to Max Preps, Hoffman is at 64th and Hersey is at 32nd.
Yeah.
So Hoffman's actually worse than Hersey, according to Max Preps.
Okay,
according to Max Preps.
Not Max Preps is always the most reliable, but I do use that to get some of my not this particular.
According to Max Preps. So I think I'm going to agree with you on this one, and I'm going to take Evanston.
All right. Next game here, New Trier versus Fremd. Fremd had a really strong year last year, has gotten off to a great start. They take on New Trier. New Trier, a team that we've seen in the past. New Trier, for them being such a big school, I feel like they've never had such of a strong program. I actually saw an article on a New Trier student-run newspaper about how students don't stay for the games anymore.
Really?
And with such a huge student body, they're at home for this game. Like, I feel like, how do you not? I feel like you could have a really sick student section. You just got to stay for the games. I think our Husky fans do an excellent job staying all 4 quarters.
Do you even know, like, who's the New Trier, like, you know how Hersey has the Orange Crush and the Huskies? I don't know anything about New Trier. Who's their mascot?
The Trevian.
What's a Trevian?
It's like a knight, right? It's we're looking to our producer Emily. Maybe she knows.
It's a Spartan. It's a Spartan.
It's like, yeah.
So I don't know. I've never really heard anything about New Trier. I have no clue what their student section is called. And as you're saying, their student section is leaving the games, not even coming anymore. I think you're wrong again if you take New Trier here.
I'm taking Fremd. I'm taking Fremd.
Yeah, you're wrong if you take New Trier here.
Yeah, so we both agree on Fremd. I think Fremd's just been such a strong team recently. All right, now let's go to our rivals in the South, Prospect versus Maine West. Maine West, a team that we just saw. Prospect now gets to take them at home. Like we said earlier, we believe both these teams are pretty comparable. I'm taking Prospect, say 48-0 as well, maybe 49-0 if they don't miss an extra point or something. So what about you?
I think this is going to be a really obvious. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to say I'm taking Prospect first.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Prospect. But I want to comment on how I think this week is going to be really revealing to see the chemistry differ, or I guess
on both sides,
between Prospect and
Hersey.
Hersey.
Because Prospect just played Niles West, we just played Maine West,
now we're
swapped.
switching.
And so, I mean, again, it's hard to size up score and stuff, but it's a good indicator. And I'm sure Hersey's going to want to run up the score on Niles West to show that we're so much better, and vice versa. They're going to want to put up 60 against Maine West. So a little bit of a rivalry in that sense, but yes, this will be a good indicator of how both sides play. Next game, we're getting to our final 3 games here. Next game, Palatine versus Glenbrook South. Glenbrook South lost to Barrington 51-31 last week. Palatine got killed by Maine South. They lost 52-6. Palatine was the preseason #1 for the MSL. My gut was telling me to take Glenbrook South for this one because I just think Palatine's a little overrated. But then I looked at the score disparity. I saw that Barrington beat them by 20. I thought that between if Barrington and Palatine were going to play, I think it would be about a 7-point margin. I'm going to take Palatine, especially because they're at home in this one. But I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
I did comment on how earlier in the Glenbrook North versus, I don't remember who it was. Can you scroll up?
Yeah. Glenbrook North Buffalo Grove?
Yeah, BG versus Glenbrook North. I said if it was Glenbrook South, it'd be a totally different story. Just because I think Glenbrook South is such a stronger team than Glenbrook North. I actually want to, if Palatine and Palatine and Hersey played each other, who do you think is winning that game?
That's a great question. I think Palatine's winning because Palatine barely beat Prospect. And like we've been saying, Prospect Hersey pretty comparable. Honestly, it could probably either go both because Prospect was beating them for most of that game. They were actually beating by 21, and then Palatine came all the way back. I think it depends who's home. I think if Palatine's home, they win that game. I think if Hersey's home, they win. I think they're pretty comparable teams.
I think this is sort of a toss-up then, because if you were going to tell me that Hersey loses to Palatine, I was going to take Palatine. And then if you were going to tell me Hersey destroys Palatine, I was going to take Glenbrook
I don't think
South.
Hersey destroys Palatine, but I don't think Palatine destroys Hersey. My marker for this is last year we played Glenbrook South on the road, and we dismantled them.
Did we?
Yes. Actually, no, we didn't.
Yeah,
it was a closer game. It was a
close.
closer game than we
expected.
expected. They started to come back. But for most of the game, we looked better. and just what I know about Palatine so far, that's why I picked Palatine. But
You know what? I'll take Glenbrook South. Then.
okay,
I'll take
yeah,
Glenbrook South.
we'll switch it up. So yeah, and then Barrington versus Maine South. We got a top 10 team in Maine South traveling to Barrington. Barrington obviously looking very good recently. I think they're ranked number 22 right now according to Max Preps. Maine South just destroyed Palatine last week. They beat them 52-6. It was really embarrassing for the MSL as a whole. I think that Maine South is going to do that exact same thing to Barrington. Barrington looked really good, but I just think Maine South is so much better that it's going to be hard to match.
I think this is the game of the week in the MSL.
Yeah, I think this is the game of the week too.
I think it's the two strongest rated teams. As you said, Barrington, number 22 in, is it Illinois or?
22 in Illinois.
Yeah, 22 in Illinois, according to Max Preps. And then you've got Maine South, the top 10 team. So this is just a juggernaut of a game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an absolute crunch fest. But
yeah.
I think you're right taking Maine South here. That's got to be the correct pick.
I kind of like hope that Barrington wins just to put some more
same.
Like, because the MSL, we didn't have a big win yet. Like, last year we beat Maine South, right? And that was a huge win. And, like, years before that, Palatine and Barrington have beaten some really strong teams from other conferences. We don't have that win yet as a conference. So I kind of want, Barrington to pull it off just so we could say, oh, and we only lost by 2 or 3 touchdowns to them. So, like, in the end, it all kind of evens out. All right, let's go to our final game now. It's the one that we're going to take you to in a couple minutes here. Hersey versus Niles West. Q-Tip, what do we think?
Oh, we're taking Hersey here all day long. I know I disappointed people by not taking Hersey last time, but no questions, straight away we're taking Hersey off the bat.
Yeah, Niles West, they've got a great student section, right? They come all the way from Niles. They just got killed by Prospect last week. But they're the Wolves, and they have some fight, and they have some passion. And they want to come in here, and they think they're going to destroy the Hersey. They think they're going to destroy Hersey. They're going to send everybody home crying, right? Everyone home crying. So that's why I think I have to pick. Go Hersey, baby. All right. We thank you for joining us. We're going to take you up to the press box now for our game, Hersey versus Niles West. We'll see you there. Hello, and welcome back to another Dispatch Game Day. My name is Ryan Antonucci, and I'm joined here by Quentin Bursch, and we're back for week 4 of some high school football between your Hersey Huskies and the Niles West Wolves. We're going to get this matchup started in a couple minutes. We're going to head on up to the booth. But first, we just want to, kind of give you a little background before we get into this game. It's been a couple weeks since we've seen you guys. Last time we talked to you was before the Warren game, and I hope you guys went on to watch the Warren-Hersey game after that. The Huskies unfortunately lost, but they were up at halftime battling the whole game. Q-Tip, you were there with
Hello, 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 hello. Testing, testing. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. Hey, you're on mic track 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Hersey Dispatch Game Day broadcast. Today, I'm joined by Ryan Antonucci, and we are playing against Niles West. Hersey Huskies are 1-2 this season. Going into this Niles West game, Ryan, how do you think they're going to do?
You know, the Huskies came off a big win last week against Maine West. 2 losses earlier in the season to Barrington and Warren Township. Meanwhile, Niles West, their opponent, 0-3 so far going into this game. They just had a difficult loss to Prospect, lost 7-60. Let's see what they have here in store for us today. I was talking to some of the Hersey players. In fact, they said that Niles West was more athletic and a better team than Maine West. So I'm a little curious what we're gonna see here. Now, Q-Tip, do you have a score prediction for us?
You know, if Prospect beat them 7-60, and the theme kind of going on these past few years is that Prospect and Hersey are almost at the same level, I'm gonna go 53.
Okay.
Because I want to take 7 down from the Prospect score, but to 0. I don't think they're scoring.
I'm going to
on
go
us.
different. Yeah, I was watching a little bit of film on Niles West. They looked a little explosive. So I'm going to say Huskies give up 2 touchdowns, but they're going to score a couple more points than the last time. I 56-14, your final score for today's game.
Alrighty, guys, we'll see you back when this quarter starts. Alrighty, guys, coming into this game, kicking off for Niles West is number 42, Nikola Kraljevic. We've got Zell Walton and Austin Schultz in the backfield receiving on the Huskies. Kicked by Zell Valich. It's going to be Schultz. Schultz to the 30. 25, 30. He's got a break. He's down to the 40. He makes it halfway down the field. He's staying in bounds, out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Niles West started off 2 weeks ago when they played against Mundelein. They started off with a little kick return touchdown first play of the game. So they're on notice now for the remainder of the season about these kick return touchdowns. Though it was Niles West that scored, but still, they don't want other teams taking plays out of their playbook.
Last week, Austin Schultz had 1 kick return for 29 yards. Coming in here is the youngin' Jake Narot. Thoughts on Jake this year?
Jake's looked amazing so far for these Huskies. I mean, a little bit of a rough game against Barrington, but a good start against Warren and Maine West.
It's going to be a shovel pass to Jenkins. Jenkins finds a gap down to the 30. He's going to get arms on him, and he's down at the 25.
You know, you see these Huskies being aggressive right away. I know we mentioned in the pregame show that I know Coach Nelson really wants to run up the score on Niles West because Prospect ran up the score, and you mentioned that this week is a good kind of match indicator between these two teams. So immediately some aggressive offense here by Hersey. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a trend that continues throughout the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think aggression's going to be the main thing here. It kind of looks like we just lose our heads in the games that we're not proficient in. Snap to Narot. He's going to fake the handoff. Looking for a man open. He's going to take it run. He's going to find Wilder. Toe tapping inbounds.
Yeah, Wilder, he had a touchdown last week against Maine West. He's looked great, but there is a flag on the field right now. We have a hold on the Huskies. Not sure what number got the penalty, but I believe it's on the offensive line, so this play is going to be backed up 5 yards.
Looks like they're talking to Jack Nolan down there. Jack Nolan is a commit, I believe.
Well, hasn't committed, but he does have offers to San Diego State, Old Dominion, and Central Michigan. I know he was talking to me about that he has to go on some official visit this weekend, I believe, to Central Michigan. I think they play Eastern Michigan, so congrats to him. I saw a lot of players last week get those congratulations messages from the schools that were trying to recruit them. Haven't seen it this week, but.
Narod, is he going to have room in the pocket? He's going to be looking downfield, launching it. And Riggs not able to get to that ball. Double coverage there for Riggs, and he just can't break out.
Yeah, Riggs just kind of seemed to stop. I am not sure what happened there. I think there might have been a little bit of miscommunication between Narot and Riggs. Maybe Riggs thought maybe Riggs got held. I don't know. There were two defensive players back there on Riggs. So
I think if you're Jake in that situation, you got to see the double coverage. But I mean, if that's the target of that play, maybe he's just launching it out there to make sure there's no interception. It's going to be a handoff to Riggs, who was in motion. Riggs takes it about 6 yards.
A little jet sweep action there by the Huskies. They're throwing their whole. We haven't really seen them do a jet sweep so far this year. So smart play, getting good yardage right away. Q-Tip, do you play college football?
I don't.
Well, the Husky band's playing some tunes that I recognize from college football 26. I know it's not from college football 26, but it makes me feel like I'm in the moment right now.
They're playing football songs down there. Narot changing to an audible. Narot is going to take it, hand it off to Jenkins. Jenkins, can he find a gap? No, he's going to get sacked. Not sacked, taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 20, and it looks like we're going for it. Excuse me, not 4th and 20. I meant 4th at the 20-yard line, 4th and 4. Jake Narod is going to find Wentink. Wentink in for the touchdown down the middle. Coming in to kick is Jack Mao, the young sophomore. What can Mao do? What can't Mao do? Straight through the uprights.
Well, I mean, nice extra point there. Huskies kicking has been pretty strong this year. I don't think we've attempted a field goal, though.
No, I think we've gone for every 4th down opportunity that we have. Tyler Wentink.
A nice route there by Tyler Wentink. You see Narot starting off passing right away. Again, Huskies trying to be aggressive off the start.
Coming in to kick for your Hersey Huskies is Jack Foster, one of your own media legends.
Hersey legend. He was telling me, I finally got the start this week. You know, I'm really proud of him when he said that. You know.
He's beat out Olaf Jedrick for the spot at starting kickoff. What can Jack Foster do? He said he has 3 touchbacks from just last game. Do you think he could keep up that momentum?
I don't know, but I show that Jedrick is not dressed today for the Huskies.
So it might not have been a beat out.
Might not have been a beat out. Could have been a decision by Nelson and his coaching staff due to some additional issues. But we'll see what Foster has to do. Yes, he did cite that he has numerous touchbacks so far this year. So
in the backfield for Niles West is Isaac Koshaba and Matthew Podrin.
I'm curious what are we doing here on this
special
kickoff?
Teams is looking a little odd.
It's in like a little arc rainbow shape.
Let's see if that'll help Jack
I don't know,
Foster.
maybe they're going onside.
And he's going to get the touchback again.
4th touchback of the year.
Jack Foster with a great kick there.
Nothing yet.
Quarterbacking tonight's game for Niles
Nicholas West
is
the
Nicholas
senior.
West.
Nicholas. He got an A before the L. Nicholas.
Nicholas. That was Podrin with the run there.
All right, we're waiting for a spot here. I believe it's going to be second.
Tackled
and
by
6.
Daverpolly there. Excuse me, that might not have been Podrin on the run there. I couldn't exactly see it from here. Ryan, can you see what number 20-something?
I know Niles West has pretty difficult numbers to see.
Yeah.
They've got they have like little shadows hanging over their jerseys, and with black numbers, it's not the easiest thing to see.
You know, I did notice something. We called out Nicholas West as the QB, but they had a receiver as QB there. It was John Russell Static. Why do you think that is? They've got John Russell Static as QB, and he's
As
listed
QB.
as
I don't know. I just
wide
know.
receiver on their depth chart.
Maybe Nicholas West is injured. I just know that running back for this game is Tyron Marshall.
They do have backup quarterbacks listed. That's what I'm confused about. Why is number
maybe
13
you have an injury.
John
We
Russell
saw this
Static,
last year with
wide
Elk
receiver?
Grove, right? Or no, it wasn't Meadows.
Playing
One of the
quarterback.
teams got their quarterback hurt.
Or is that 15? Oh, it's so hard to tell from here. It is 13. Oh, what a hit from Brandon Jenkins. Great PBU from Jenkins there. Number 7, Cole Sebastian, not able to reel it in. Huskies are going to force a turnover on downs. Or excuse me, they're bringing in the punt in.
It's 4th and 3. Looks like Niles West is going to come out and punt.
Receiving the punt for the Huskies is Tyler Wentink.
I'm going to shout out, we got an all-rookie crew here today. So if I'm not talking that much because I'm helping behind the scenes, but I trust Q-Tip. He's got this going.
Wentink makes it to the 50 with about a 15-yard.
15-yard return there for Wentink. All right, Husky ball. 1st and 10. I noticed that Niles has nobody here. I don't see no students.
I see 3 students.
3 students. I don't know if those are students. It must be siblings.
Maybe.
It's a tough crowd for Niles West. Maybe they expected to get blown out. I don't know. Q-Tip, I noticed you didn't bring your country hat today for country night.
I don't think I have a country
Wow.
hat. Do you have a cowboy
Really?
hat?
Well, my dad does, but I was thinking about bringing it, but I was kind of in a rush to get out. I was telling Q-Tip earlier that my shoelace
They're
broke.
moving the Huskies back 10 yards here.
Yeah,
I didn't see a flag.
I don't know what. Maybe they say he stepped out of bounds at some point. All right, 1st and 10, Huskies have it on their own 41, looking to run up the score here. A pass outside to Wilder. Wilder will be pushed out of bounds by the Niles West defender. It's another completed pass there by Narot. See Narot do pretty well with his completion so far.
Absolutely, Jackson Wilder. And you know something interesting about Jackson Wilder as well is that he's a tight end. And I was talking to Jack Foss earlier, and our tight end coach, Nick Tereso is actually the Niles West head coach from last year. So that's a pretty interesting matchup here that we have Jackson Wilder doing good against Niles West, and our tight end coach is the old Niles West head coach. It's going to be a shovel pass to Wentink here.
Shovel pass, short gain. I think he's still short of the first down line. 3rd and 1. Huskies have been 100% on their conversions here, so hope this would continue.
Absolutely. Let's see what they're going to do here. Run play through the middle, or what do you think there's going to be?
You know, they've been passing around a lot with Narot lately. I think this is going to be a pass to the outside.
They have faith in Narot. It's going to be run through the middle with Jenkins. He's going to get the 1 yard and more.
Tackle there made by number 77, Erblin Sediu, senior defensive lineman. You know, looking at this Niles West roster sheet, there are some really hard names to pronounce. We have, once again, another character in somebody's name, someone, Bernard, A. Valius J. I hope we don't have to say his name at some point. Or Q-Tip has a different roster sheet than me.
Mine seems to be correct. Jay Nara with a deep ball. Can Riggs get his hands on it? He does! 55-yard touchdown from Jake Narot to Josh Riggs.
What a catch by Josh Riggs. I like to call that the Tom Nelson special. You know, I feel like I say this every week, where you send one guy deep, throw a couple other receivers short, and have one target down the field. What a catch by Riggs. Husky receivers responsible for 2 touchdowns here.
Can Mao keep Mao coming? See what I did there? Like Moore and Mao?
More, that didn't really hit. That was kind of a miss.
Okay, there we go, guys. That was a miss. Anyway, Jack Mao to take another field goal for the Huskies. Holding the punts, shout out Dylan Clare, the sophomore. Excuse me, junior linebacker. And it's straight through the middle for Jack Mao.
14-0 for your Huskies. A great start right away. 2 touchdowns. It's the most explosive I've seen the offense right off the bat. I mean, even Maine West, like, we weren't scoring this quickly. I mean, we had a couple. It took us a couple downs to get down the field, but right here, I mean, only what was that? Only 4 plays.
In the backfield for Niles West, we have Tyron Marshall and Matthew Padron. Let's see what Foster can do. Is it going to be another touchback? You know, what I noticed on that last ball is sort of wiggly side to side. I think if he gets some more backspin on it, that's going to be even deeper.
Once again, the strange kickoff formation for Hersey. I don't really know what's going on here, but Foster take the boot.
That one's going to stay in. It's going to be Tyrion Marshall. Marshall is going to take it past the 10. He almost gets taken down, and he does! Number 21, Nick Jalaka.
Nick Jalaka with another great tackle there. I mean, Marshall didn't really know where he was going from the beginning. I feel like he probably should have let that one go for a touchback, but decides to take it back and ends up paying the price for it. Immediately tackled at about the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Niles West 10. It's also youth night here tonight. We have the youth cheerleading squads assisting our Hersey cheerleaders tonight. Also believe that it's youth band night as well, so there's a couple younger middle school members of the band here. Chicago Arlington tonight's Dogs Night was week 1, I believe, when they had all the Dogs players in the end zone.
You know, the Dogs actually have girls flag football as well. I don't know if you noticed that on week 1, but there were some girls here from the Dogs.
I saw that. I saw that on Instagram that they had added a girls flag football program. So kudos to them. I mean, our girls flag football team's very well recently, so way from to grow the program.
I believe the running back is number 24, Ferris Julio, but I just cannot tell from up here. It's going to be number 13, John Russell Static. Russell Static to Julio. Julio. Oh, I think it's number 26. I think I saw that.
It's Wyatt Nordena.
Nordena is the running back. Excuse me.
Ben Martin assisting there on the tackle. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
You know, if you're the junior John Russell Static, if you're Russell Static and you're a wide receiver and they put you in quarterback, how much pressure are you feeling during this game?
I mean, it's a lot of pressure. But, you know, he's probably been practicing at this position all week. And, you know, for all we know, he played quarterback last week. I really don't know. But a little bit of miscommunication there on the handoff.
Nordena takes it up the middle. He's going to gain about 3 yards.
Yeah, you know, I've noticed Static hasn't been passing. They've really only been handing off the ball.
That's what I'm saying here. It's kind of odd in my opinion. You know, they have a couple backup quarterbacks on their roster sheet, but they don't want to start them. Instead, they're starting wide receiver DB John Russell Static. And they've got 2 running backs lined up at the line. It's going to be Nordena and Marshall. They're going to hand it off to Marshall. Marshall's going to find a gap down the middle, yet he's going to get stuffed by some Huskies.
I believe he did get the first down.
They're going to say no.
No, short
Looks like they're waving it off.
No, they're moving the chains. So it's Tyra Marshall getting the first down off the carry. I thought he was well beyond the first down line. You know, a little bit of an extra pusher by the offensive line. Like I mentioned before, Niles West defense is weak. And Hersey's clearly seemed to take advantage of that off the bat. But, you know, this Niles West offense could be explosive. So
let's see what Russell Static can do here. He's going to give it to Marshall. Marshall's going to look to the outside. Can he get through? He gets about 6 yards.
6-yard gain by Marshall. Pretty good game. Like we said, I mean, those are just the rushes you can't really be giving up, right? 6 yards on a rush. It's not great.
Has Russell Static thrown it once other than that shovel pass when Jenkins absolutely stuffed that guy?
I really don't think he has.
See what Russell Static will do here. He's got Marshall lined up behind him. Static, he's going to hand it off to Marshall yet again. He's going to get sacked. Excuse me, not sacked. Tackle for loss by number 40, Drew Frank.
Yeah, I kind of lost him. I thought he cut up the middle, but in the end, he just went for the wrong gap and got taken down by Drew Frank.
The Huskies are going to be ecstatic about that one.
Yeah, that's just an energy-boosting play.
It's going to be
Huskies.
3rd and 6.
Yeah, loss of 2 on that failed run attempt.
And it's going to be Russell Static. Oh, no.
We had some movement on the line there.
It was definitely false start.
Yeah, false start, Niles West.
Niles West, making the Huskies jump. Now it's going to be 3rd and 12. What can Niles West do here? The Niles West Wolves, I believe.
Wolves, yes, Niles West Wolves. You know, when I put on that husky head in the pregame show, I was scared that people were going to think I was putting on a wolf head, like if you had it on mute, because I feel like they're the same.
Yeah.
Right? They're very similar.
Over the pass and not able to catch it there is number 8, Stefan Mihala.
Yeah, I mean, that's watching Shattuck make his first pass there. It's just completely botched.
Honestly,
it
I
was
think
wiggling
that
in the air.
It wasn't bad, but it was kind of good placed, and it went straight through the hands of Mihala. It's going to be 4th down and 12. They're bringing out the punter, who is the quarterback, who is the receiver, Russell Static. Static with a bad punt. It's going to be downed. It's going to keep rolling.
That takes a Niles West bounce. It's still going.
Downed at the 34-yard line.
So a bad punt ended up turning into a pretty decent punt. Not much that you could do about that for Huskies' return.
Do you think we're going to see another Tom Nelson special in this game, right?
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna see like 2 to 3 more.
2 to 3 more Tom Nelson specials.
He's just gonna keep serving them up. The Tom Nelson special. I feel like every other drive he's gonna want to throw it in, unless Niles starts picking it up. I mean he already tried to go for one on the first drive. It was just a little overthrown, but
Let's see what Narot's going to do here. He's got Georgia Caucus. Excuse me, that's not Georgia Caucus. He's got Jenkins behind him, but he's got someone next to them that I don't recognize.
a little fullback, halfback action right here. You got to imagine this is gonna be a run.
That was Drew Frank. It's going to be Brandon Jenkins on the handoff. He's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, twisting and turning. He had forward momentum, but then just kind of got swung back and tackled. So they're going to spot him behind the line of scrimmage.
Not very far, though. It looks like only about half a yard. Excuse me, now they've moved it finally, 2 yards. Loss of 2 yards for the Huskies. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
If I'm the Huskies, I don't want to punt today, right? I feel like
We don't even have a punter rostered.
Well, Foster took a punt last week, and also I've seen Narot take a couple punts.
Jenkins! It's a... I almost would have called that a fumble if I was the ref down there. He kind of got hit in the legs there and just face plants into the ground.
That was a really nice tackle right there by number 12, Quincy Thomas.
You know, I've noticed there's not too many seniors that have really done anything in the game for Niles West. They seem to be pretty junior heavy. Narot. Riggs in motion. Narot's going to snap. He's looking downfield. He's going to send it long. That's Austin Schultz. How is that not PI? There's the flag.
There's the flag thrown for pass interference. You know, I want to mention excellent movement there by Narot in the pocket, avoiding the defenders, trying to maneuver himself so he can make that pass downfield. I believe that was intended for Riggs.
That was Austin Schultz.
Austin Schultz. But in the end, pass interference. Believe that was on Quincy Thomas, who just made the good tackle before.
You know what I've noticed as well? As you said, Jake looks great in the pocket there. He doesn't really look like he's panicking, but I think one thing we noticed week one, and as we're seeing Jake develop here, he's kind of getting his feet in the ground. You know, week one he looked really panicked. He was kind of
I would actually argue that week one he looked really strong.
You think so?
Yeah, for it being his first debut. Like, I mean, they were beating Warren at halftime.
Wow, what a pass. Wentink wide open at the 30. He's going to make it more yards down at about the 15.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just the Niles West defense, you have to push him out of bounds. You have to get a guy on Riggs and Wentink. I mean, they're just both really dynamic and important players on this Huskies offense. And I feel like monumental players, yes. And Niles West, I feel like they had to read the scouting report and they had to know that. Obviously, yes, Jenkins is an issue, but there's other players on this Hersey team who can make an impact.
Yeah, and as I was saying beforehand, before that great throw, Narot is just developing so great out there. He's looking like an absolute beast. Narot's going to shovel it to Jenkins. Jenkins with some blocks. Will he find a gap? He does on the outside, and he's in! for a touchdown, Brandon Jenkins.
You know, the Hersey's been moving well on the ground and through the air. Another touchdown there picked up for the Huskies. Jenkins cutting outside of the Hersey sideline. And Mao back out for the extra point.
Should I rip it again? Let's see if Mao can do Mao.
No.
Oh.
No. That was bad.
Oh.
Even Johnny doesn't like that one.
Oh. Jack Mao. Will it go through the uplights? Good hold from Claire, and it does. Jack Mao straight through.
Jack Miles actually point is good. Makes the scores 21 Niles West that
21-0, your Huskies lead early on in this one. Excellent start, explosive start, all the words you could call it, and with still plenty of time left in this first quarter. Not plenty of time, but a minute 17. They could absolutely force a punt and score a touchdown.
cheerleaders, dancers, and band members.
You know, I kind of want to take back my 53 call. I feel that's just such a weird number to get to, 53.
53.
You know how I said it was going to be 53-0?
Yeah.
I think I like your 56 more, but I just don't think Niles is
Well,
gonna
I
score.
think we're going to score more than 56, and as a giant bug flies into the broadcast booth. We've had, we've struggled with bugs, I feel like, for these past two weeks with broadcasts. We just got a huge moth that flew in. We had a grasshopper from last week.
It's going to be a good kick from Foster, picked up by Marshall. Marshall down to the 10, he's going to the 20. He finds a gap through the middle, 30-40. Marshall taken down at the 40.
Marshall, he's looked strong so far for Niles West. He had a kick return touchdown last week, or 2 weeks ago, like I said earlier, against Mundelein. But yeah, I think on these kick returns too, he's definitely, that first return that he had earlier was a total mistake. But, now he's looked much better returning the ball, obviously, with the 40-yard gain right there.
Let's see what Russell Static can cook up here. Russell Static takes the snap. He's going to shovel pass it to Marshall. Marshall's going to gain about 0 yards. Tackle for loss, -2.
There's two Huskies just absolutely missed there on the tackle going for Marshall. But in the end, still able to take him down behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 here for Russell Static. Some might call him electric, some might call him staticky, but right now he's not looking like he's having too much.
Well, I would say, normally he's electric, but today he's looking pretty static.
Oh, I could have said that. Yeah, I just wanted to get a little wordplay in there. Russell Static. Static finds a pass outside to number 8, Stefan Mihala. Mihala tackled for another loss, -2 again. It's going to be 3rd and 14.
I believe it's Shattuck, not Static.
On my sheet, the one that's correct, it's Static.
Okay, it says Shattuck on my sheet.
Yeah, but your sheet has a comma in a name.
All right, well, we're going to disagree on names this entire game. Because none of us have the right names on our sheet. For all you know, his name is Shattuck. I don't know.
Yeah, your name's crazy, man.
Yeah, my names are really all over the place. Anyway, end of the first quarter. Strong start here for your Huskies. It is 21-0. Q-Tip, tell me about what you've seen so far for these Huskies. What have you liked? What have you not liked?
English. I've loved how the Huskies are looking electric, and Niles West is looking static. Thanks there for that, Ryan.
Yeah, I
gave
mean,
me the
I
words now?
kind of used it up already. But
Yeah, but now I get to use
now
it.
the static is getting a little overused. I feel.
Okay.
And the Mao.
It's just.
We need to find. You need to find new names.
Nulling out, eh?
Nulling out.
I don't know. I think the Huskies are looking great here. I genuinely have no complaints for them right now. Our defense is looking great. Our offense is looking immaculate. No complaints whatsoever from Q-Tip today.
No complaints for Q-Tip. That's rare for Q-Tip. He always has a complaint, I feel like. All right. Both teams swap sides now. Niles West still in possession of the ball. It is 3rd and 11.
Russell static. Marshall lined up behind him. It's going to be batted down by Brandon Jenkins. Target there was number 18, Sebastian Baptista.
Yeah, that's Jenkins' second pass breakup of the year. He's done well.
That's his
so
second
far on
pass
defense.
breakup of this game.
Well, sorry, of this game, and he had one last week against Maine West. Sorry, I'm looking at Maine West stats, actually. I thought I was looking at season stats. But, yes, Jenkins with a pass breakup.
It's going to be
Jenkins with a pass
another
breakup
punt
last week.
here. Russell static. What can he do? He fumbles the punt. It's going to be down. How did that roll so far?
Yeah, I just think that just went off the tip of the foot. He kind of like, I don't know. He kind of like kicked at it instead of really trying to get that up in the air.
That was almost a 50-yard punt, and the ball didn't leave the ground, Ryan.
Yeah, it wasn't a great punt, but you know it ended up working. I guess he got a little lucky that it didn't hit a lineman for either team.
Let's see here what the Husky offense can produce. Jake Narot's coming in at the 30-yard line. Narot. He's going to hold it outside. He's looking deep. He's got Wentink wide open. Wentink drops the ball at about the 20-yard line.
Wow, that was that Tom Nelson special. Once again, I said every other drive they're going to go with that play, and Wentink did not have a receiver or a defender within 20 feet of him on either side. Yet, you know, the lights, I guess, got in his eyes, you know, a little too big for the moment, and drops the ball right there. But that would have been a definite touchdown.
I mean, a 60-yard pass, and you're coming over the shoulder from behind you. That's got to be one of the hardest catches you can make in football. Wentink, a great receiver, but that's just unfortunate.
We have a flag here. Not sure what it is, but it is on Niles West.
Offside against Niles West.
So the
Which
Huskies,
is weird because they didn't even snap it yet, and the receivers are supposed to check with the refs. So that's kind of a weird call in my opinion. Maybe I'm getting it wrong though. Huskies are gonna have 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line.
You know what I'm real excited about, Q-Tip? That the Kona ice truck is back. I
I think you've
wait.
said that every week,
I
Ryan.
know.
Jenkins down the middle. He does find the gap. He gets hops. He stays on his feet. He's to the 50, and he gets taken down at the 45.
Just throwing mean stiff arms as he goes down the field. I thought he was taken down just about at the first down line, but no, his knee clearly didn't touch the ground. He was still up going and got an additional 20. You know, those yards after contact right there. Excellent to see.
23-yard gain from Brandon Jenkins.
Yeah, last week he had 7 rushing attempts, 169 yards. He averaged 24 yards per carry with 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. And today he already has 1 rushing touchdown.
Jake looking deep. He finds Josh Riggs down.
Beautiful pass there over the middle. It was a little low, so Riggs had to drop to his knees to catch it. But another first down for this Huskies, especially using the pass game here. Once again, I'll say it again. This pass offense is looking pretty strong.
Austin Schultz taken out of the game for Drew Frank. Never mind. Luke Casey coming out. Casey had a tremendous catch last time we were on this broadcast.
Yes, against Warren. Another nice touchdown pass and an interception too, right?
Absolutely. Luke Casey popped off in week 1. See what Narot can do here. Drew Frank in motion. He's going to fake the shovel to Jenkins. Narot looking in the end zone. He finds Wentink just short. Wentink able to run into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, Wentink once again walking into the end zone with ease. You know, I saw Niles West defender almost kind of ate him into the end zone with a push. This isn't two-hand touch football. This isn't PE class. You got to go and you got to tackle. So, once again, Wentink, these Huskies receivers running circles around the Niles West defense.
Jack Mao coming in to kick. Once again, he's 3 for 3 on the night. Can he make it 4 for 4? Jack Mao. Mao straight through the uprights, and that was a beautiful kick. Jack Mao 4 for 4.
All right, I think it's time to give you some scores from around the league, shall we?
Absolutely, get to it.
All right, so Niles North is up 21-13 on Wheeling. You know, that was one of our bigger games of the week. In our pregame show, we made some selections, and Niles North Wheeling, though two, I'm going to be a little harsh here, pretty weak teams. Going head-to-head, it makes it a good game, right? And Elk Grove up 14-7 on Deerfield. Deerfield lost last week to Buffalo Grove. Prospect up 28-0 on Maine West. Maine West, the team that we saw last week. Prospect already putting up more points than we had at that point in the game. So, you know, again, like you said, trying to run up the score here. And obviously Hersey 28-0. Schaumburg 7-0 on Vernon Hills. All right, Q-Tip, take us away here as we get back.
We're seeing Foster line up once again. Another time with this weird arc. I wonder what it is. You know, it might be Foster kind of has a really far outside run up. He does have to come far, so maybe they just don't want him to be too close to the players, but I'm not too sure. Foster with a boot here. It's a great kick from Foster. It's going to go to Marshall. Marshall's going to take it. He's going to look towards the inside. Oh my gosh, he breaks a tackle. Marshall taken down at the 20-yard line, swarmed by Huskies.
Brought down at about the 20-yard line. Yes, Marshall breaking tackles. He's been doing it all game. Another pretty explosive run. Foster, after we tallied that touchback, he hasn't really done it since. So, I
think there's going to be many more opportunities for Foster this game. The Huskies are looking dominant.
All right, Niles West hoping that they could get anything going here on offense. Struggling to even convert for a first down against this Husky defense.
Russell static. He's got no running back lined up behind him. This has got to be a pass play or scramble.
I mean, no one in the pot, no one lined up next to him. Nobody else in the pocket. Let's see.
Russell Static is going to be looking for a receiver on this play. Static. He's going to pitch it outside. Number 7, Cole Sebastian.
And it was not caught, so Static yet to make his first completion other than that little pitch outside. 2nd and 10.
You know, I really want to know what happened to this Niles West quarterback. I almost feel bad for them. They're going up against a juggernaut of a team in the Hersey Huskies, and they've got their quarterback.
Yeah, I just don't know the story. I know Nicholas West is described as a dual threat quarterback. He was a 3-year starter on Niles West, which is pretty impressive no matter what position you're playing, but especially at quarterback.
Russell Static.
I'm trying to look to see if there's anybody on the sideline with crutches or something, but I can't tell.
Russell Static, he's going to look towards the outside again. He's going to scramble. He finds a gap. He's looking towards the outside. Can he gain any more yards? He's going to run outside, pushed outside by Oliver Cohen.
Yeah, again, if you're Static, you have to keep that forward momentum going. You see him run sideways just to kind of avoid getting tackled. Run up the middle. Get tackled. You know, it's what good football players do. They are willing to get tackled.
I fully understand what you're saying, but it is their backup quarterback, and
we don't know
if
if
he
it's
gets
backup, but I just feel like, you know, he kind of ran backwards and trying to get out of bounds. So or slide, right? You know, a lot of quarterbacks nowadays slide instead of taking the hit.
Russell Static's got Marshall behind him and Sebastian next to him. Russell Static, it's a low snap. He's got nowhere to go. He has to scramble, and he's going to be tackled for a loss by number 0, Ryan Sather.
Ripped down by Ryan Sather. Last week, Sather had 1 tackle, 1 assist, 2 total. He started off strong so far with the Huskies. He's looked really good so far this season.
Static coming in for his 4th punt of the night. His first punt was pretty good. His second punt was decent, and his third punt never left the ground but rolled for 50 yards.
I think his first punt was strong, and the other 2 punts were pretty bad. But the second punt was kind of a pop-up. But
Static, Russell Static. That's going to be a great punt from Russell Static. Wentig's calling for a fair catch.
it's a much better punt right there. It's about a 35-yard punt, which in NFL standards isn't that good, but for high school football, especially for Niles West, I would argue it's pretty good.
Huskies will get the ball first and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
Huskies lined up on their own 38-yard line. What can Narod and the Huskies offense do here?
You know, Q-Tip, what's your favorite country song?
Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Shout out to my dad.
What? Oh, I don't think the Orange Crush is going to play that at any point tonight. I don't think anybody knows what that is.
He's going to fake the handoff. Narod is looking way deep in. He finds Wentink on the cross, yet he drops it. Second incomplete pass for Wentink.
Second drop for Wentink. It was thrown a little bit behind him, so I do understand his frustration. He kind of threw his hands up like, what's going on? But, you know, Wentink still managing to get open, so. So we have an injured player on the field. Don't quite know the number. It looks like it's a cramp.
He's going to be brought back up. He is on both feet, walking off the field. That's number 24. Ferris Julio. We talked about him earlier in the game. I believe he had 1 carry. Ferris Julio walking off the field. Both legs, no help. Looks like he'll be okay. The Huskies breaking out of huddle here. Got Jenkins lined up about 6 yards behind him. Will it help? Wentink in motion. It's going to be a shovel out to Jenkins. Jenkins got blockers. He's got the outside. He makes a dodge inside. Jenkins down the inside. He's got space to go. Breaking tackles. Jenkins to the 10 and in the end zone.
Another powerful run there by Jenkins, his second rushing touchdown of the game. Your Huskies are really laying it down on Niles West.
Mao lining up for another kick. Mao. Mao straight through the middle. That kid is automatic, Jack Mao.
The sophomore looking strong so far, 5 for 5 with extra points. And it's incredible to say 5 touchdowns already with 8 minutes remaining in this second quarter. I mean, this is continuing. They're going to put up 80.
Hey, they went for the record last year, and I think we lost it.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and I think we lost it by about 1 touchdown to Elko.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the record is. I'm going to look up the score, though, of that Vernon Hills Hersey game. I'll get back to you guys with that. I just remember it was pretty bad. Vernon Hills obviously playing tonight against Schaumburg. It was 67-0 against Vernon Hills.
67-0.
The way this one's going, we're looking to put 70 up, but
it is 34-0. Second quarter, 8 minutes and 8 seconds left on the board. Jack Foster out for another kickoff. His fifth of the night? Fourth?
I believe.
Fifth?
So that's a nice kick right there by Foster. It's not
They're
going to be
let it
returnable.
touchback. Foster's second touchback of the night, and he is ecstatic out there.
Yeah, I believe Mao's kick before was not good since there is no extra. So he has not been automatic tonight.
Excuse me, there is no.
Never mind.
It really looked like there was an extra point. Okay, it's on the
I
board now.
thought it went in two, but
It looks like it went straight through.
we don't have a great angle right here if it misses wide left. But score just got updated, so never mind.
Husky defense looking great out there as well. You know, you said one of the big parts was going to be the running game for Niles West in the pregame show, and it just hasn't really come out for them.
Yeah, I do think it's been the most explosive part of their team so far, but it has not been of the quality that we've seen against other teams that we've played, right? Especially Warren and Barrington. But the senior is holding it down.
There's a different QB in, and now it's Nicholas West. West, he's going to look to the outside and he scrambles. He's going to gain about 2 yards before running out of bounds.
Yeah, that is strange. Maybe he isn't. Maybe got benched for disciplinary reasons or forgot his jerseys at home. I'm not quite sure, but Nicholas West immediately looking much better at quarterback here for Niles West. Maybe they can get something going.
I believe that's the first down where they've gained yards.
Yeah, and not a first down, but
I meant first play of the downs.
But immediately, he was described as a dual threat quarterback. You see him using his legs right away. If his receivers aren't doing the job, he's got his legs to get those first downs and to get that yardage.
West, Marshall lined up behind him. West is going to look to the outside. He gets a shovel pass off. He's going to be taken down at the 20-yard line. That was number 8, Stefani Mahali.
Yeah, a little screen pass thrown out there to Mahali, and not much he could do there. Mahilia.
I've been saying that wrong the whole night.
Another screen pass thrown out to Mahilia, and again, he just can't really get much done here. Nicholas West, that pressure from the Huskies defensive line is really getting to him.
West. It's going to be a fumbled snap. West has to look backwards. He's got nowhere to go. He dodges. Yet he's got room now. No Huskies in sight. He gets the first down and runs out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can almost hear the Hersey defense yelling, pursue, pursue, pursue. But yes, a fumbled snap turned into a gain of yardage, and they are moving the chains here for a first down. So 1st and 10. I just wait for West to use his legs there. That's to turn a play that should have been a sack or should have been a fumble recovery or even a safety into positive yardage is really impressive.
West is going to hand it off to Marshall. Marshall does not find a gap. He's going to be taken down, and I see a helmet down as well. It's going to be a flag. That one, it's got to be on the Huskies.
Yeah, that's a helmet of Niles West. I'd have to imagine it's going to be some kind of unsportsmanlike. Maybe it's on Niles West. I don't know. Let's see what they have here.
Looks like holding or horse collar, face mask, something around the neck.
Yeah, I can't really see what that call was specifically from this far. I believe it's a face mask that's going to go on the Huskies.
Personal foul face mask. Yeah, there you are.
So once again, the chains move. That's going to be their second first down, and that's more first downs than they've gotten this game so far. So I'd say an impressive drive here for Niles West. I'm not sure
I'm still just so confused about this whole Nicholas West thing.
Yeah, I really want to know the story on that. This is still Hersey's starting offense out here. I don't see any different names. So
No. Yeah, no substitutions have been made yet. West is going to look to Marshall again. Marshall excuse me, Marshall got taken out of the play there because he got his helmet ripped off. That was number 26.
I feel like Niles
Wyatt
West is
Nordella.
having much more success when they run it to the outside, like right there, and with those West QB scrambles. I'm just noticing now, Nicholas West on Niles West. It's like a match made in heaven.
A double NW.
Double NW.
Are they northwest of us too? I've got no clue.
Yeah, 2 NWs, and I didn't realize the NW. I meant more on the West aspect.
Nordella finds a gap down the middle, gets the first down and more. Gain about 15.
A nice run there by Nordella.
Nicholas West really makes their offense look so much better. I don't know if the team just has better chemistry with him, but Niles West finally gets three first downs here, and they're actually making a drive out of this.
And a lot of this run success might be from their junior lineman, Bernard Lavilliers. He is one of the players to watch in today's game on the Wolves offense. And, see him down there clearing some holes for his running backs.
West has got a fullback and a halfback next to him. 3 receivers at the line and 5 linemen. West hands it off to Marshall. Marshall is going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he just had no place to go from the beginning. Immediately swarmed at about the 40-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. I'd like to see West pass. He hasn't passed, right?
He had a shovel pass.
But
he had a shovel pass.
I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him pass. Maybe something over 5 yards.
I mean, yeah, I want to see how will that affect the Husky defense here. We know they're expecting the runs. Could be good. West. He's going to look to Marshall. No, he's not. He's taking it himself. He's going to look for the outside. He's got blockers. Gain of about 5.
Again, you see that run aspect of Nicholas West. A little bit of a 5-yard gain there, but it's still going to be 3rd down. However, Niles West has moved into Husky territory. So next week, your Huskies start conference play against Wheeling. So excited for that.
If you guys don't know, the first 4 games of every season are always non-conference.
Yes, so this is the last week of non-conference. Well, not for every conference. Some conferences that have more teams start their conference play earlier.
West. He's going to look for a passing play, and we're finally seeing it. Tipped!
Yeah, that was
Luke
just
Casey on the tip there.
bad in a lot of ways for West. You had Oliver Cohen, Luke Casey, Tyler Wentick. There was one more player all in that vicinity to get that ball.
I think we had 3 defensive men. If Luke didn't tip it, I think there's somebody right behind him who's catching it.
Yeah, that was severely underthrown. And it's not what you want to see from his first time going through the air for Nicholas West. Next week, Niles West is taking on Maine East, so weak opponents for both teams. I'd imagine Niles West would win that game.
I mean, honestly, this drive, Niles West hasn't looked completely like they've looked the whole game. Okay, I say that, and now they get tackled at about the line of scrimmage.
So a tackle for a loss, turnover on downs. Your Hersey offense is running out with 4 minutes left. A little 4-minute drill here, hoping to get a score, maybe 2 by the end of the quarter.
If it's 4th down, and you haven't made any completions on forward passes, and you're against the Husky defense, are you running it or are you passing it on 4th down?
Well, seeing that last pass attempt, it wasn't that impressive. But and they've had more success with the run game. But the run game only works so many times. I feel like you have to go through the air.
I agree with you. I think that should have been a passing play. And they did lose their head coach, as I said. Last year, their head coach was, Nick Teresa, I believe? Nick Tereso. It's going to be Jenkins on an outside run here. He's going to get tackled for about a gain of 5. Nick Tereso was the head coach last year for Niles West, and now he's the tight end coach for the Hersey Huskies, and the tight ends are looking great.
All right, 2nd and about 2 here, 2nd and 2.
What can Narot make happen here?
Strong showing from the Orange Crush today.
Narot's going to fake the handoff. He's got time in the pocket. It's a deep ball. Austin Schultz over the shoulder, and he drops it.
Wow, these drops are really plaguing the Huskies here, these deep balls. I think Narot's throwing pretty good passes here. They're just being dropped.
Those are all, I think we've seen 3 breadbasket drops here.
I mean, I'm not saying that I would catch those, but I feel like he's been doing this for a while. Should have some of those.
Yeah, like senior Tyler Wentink, he's going to play D3 wow, I can't believe.
WashU.
WashU, yeah, I can't believe I just forgot that. He was telling me about it last week. He's playing D3, but he's really going for the academics. What a genius, Tyler Wentink.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Hersey sent numerous players to WashU this past couple of years. WashU and MIT, I feel like they've been popular landing destinations for Hersey players.
Jenkins gets the first down with a gain of about 10.
First down, that was just effortless there by Jenkins. He's had to have amassed over 100 yards so far today. Way more.
Huskies breaking the huddle here. Jake Narod about 5 yards behind the snapper. Brendan Jenkins 4 yards behind him. Narod, Wentink in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Jenkins. Jenkins is going to look for a gap down the middle. He finds it. He gets a first down to the 30, to the 20, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he got a tackle right there by number 21, Armin Kohler, and number 12, Quincy Thomas. We've said Quincy Thomas's name a lot so far on defense. But in general, just having trouble stopping anyone on this Hersey defense. Honestly, the biggest thing that's stopping Hersey so far is the drops.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We've had about three kind of monumental drops here, but I guess they're not monumental because they don't change the game.
Noticeable drops.
Yeah, I agree with you. Noticeable there. Narod, he's going to look in the end zone. He's got nobody. He's going to look outside. He throws it over the top. Oh, my gosh! Just outside of Jackson Wilder's hands.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Narod, I think you have a little more time than you think there. And I have to imagine that's what Coach is telling him down there. But in the end, just a little overthrown, even too high for the tight end. And I believe that was Drew Frank on the reception, or on the drop pass, not.
No, that was definitely
Wilder?
Jackson Wilder, number 88.
Still trying to loft it up to a tall guy like him.
Yeah, I mean, how do you overthrow Jackson Wilder? He's an absolute unit out there. He's going to look to the same spot. It's going to be thrown over the top. Austin Schultz in for the end zone.
The junior stepping in big time, getting the catch for a touchdown. Your Huskies, 41.
You know what I think is kind of cool? We've got Austin Schultz lined up as a starting wide receiver, maybe sort of a slot. We've got really good receiving. And then you've got Peyton Schultz lined up as a DB on the defense. You've got the brothers, DB and wide receiver. How do you think that dynamic goes about in practice? Do you think they're going up against each other?
You know, I don't think they're going up against each other because I feel like they're scout teams and practice squad. But, you know, I think that they definitely have battled it out a couple times on the field. You know, my brother's on my hockey team with me. Is the extra point's good. But my brother's on the hockey team with me, and you know, we go toe-to-toe a couple times, little battle drills, stuff like that. So, I don't know, maybe they do like 1v1s, like after practice, just for fun.
Jack Mao is 6 for 6 on the night. That's pretty good. Honestly, that's better than my fantasy kickers. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you know, I don't think your fantasy kickers have seen as many touchdowns scored as Jack Mao's seen today. But, nevertheless, 6 for 6. It's a good practice here for the kickers. Feel like, you know, by the time we get to like the 70th point, should bring a fan from the crowd to kick the extra point.
Foster lining up for his 7th. Did we kick off? I believe, no, we received. So Foster
Yes.
for his 6th.
As I was saying, impressive crowd tonight for the OC. I was talking to a lot of people. They're like, "Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah, it's going to be a blowout. I'm not going." I mean, they were right that it's going to be a blowout, but we have 2 full sections here at Roland Goins.
That ball is going to be booted deep. It's going to be a touchback. It's not going to get there. It's going to stay in, and it's going to be the backup quarterback, Russell Static, who's going to have to pick that up. He brings it about 5 yards. What a kickoff from Jack Foster.
I believe Foster is earning his starting spot, or if he hasn't, I believe he should.
Wow.
So far today.
That
That's
ball
just
stayed
another
at the
kick,
1 yard
another
line.
great kick. Put a little backspin on that. That would have been at the 1. Maybe it's a good play that the returner for Niles West did pick it up.
And the returner is the backup quarterback, Russell Static. I don't know if you noticed that.
Wow, they're just all over the place here.
Russell
For
Static returned that ball.
Maybe Nicholas West was on the line at the beginning of the game. They just seem to be rotating the same guys.
Maybe he was on the O-line there.
Yeah.
Flag on the last play, personal foul against the Huskies.
So the Niles West is going to gain 10 yards there.
Yeah, and a personal foul on the Huskies. I didn't really see what happened after the game, but it helps their field position. That's for sure. They would have been down at the 11, at the 9. But a pick up there makes it a little more manageable as it's 1st and 10 from the 25.
West is going to look for a passing play here, or he's going to run it. We've seen his legs. West looking to the outside. He finds a target. Can't see who that is from here.
It's a complete
Number 18,
pass, but
I believe that's Baptista.
Sebastian Batista on the catch, but I don't think that was. I wouldn't call it a great pass.
I don't know. There's 2 Huskies on him. That was like the only place you could really
Yeah,
put
it
it.
was kind of like in his feet. Batista had to really maneuver his body there.
West is going to look downfield yet again. West getting pressured. He's not going to get sacked. Yes, he is. Tillman Mulder.
Tillman Mulder, brother of Hersey legend Thomas Mulder, taken down West for the first sack of the game.
That was a loss of 10 on that sack.
10-yard loss, an excellent tackle.
What an enormous TFL for Tillman Mulder there. Niles West breaking huddle.
Under a minute left in this first half. We'll see if Niles West can get anything going or if they're just going to end up punting or drain clock so Hersey doesn't get the ball back. I'd love to see Hersey kick a field goal at some point today. I haven't seen one attempted all year.
West to Nordian. Nordian is going to get about a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, well, it looks like Niles West may have to punt.
Excuse me, not Nordian, Nordina.
I believe there was a punt on a timeout by Hersey. I said all the coaches were waving up to the broadcast booth or to the press box, asking for them to stop the clock.
The Huskies are going to try to get the ball back here with 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be another Tom Nelson special.
Another Tom Nelson special. I've been right with about every other drive they're throwing a Tom Nelson special. I'm not going to put my money on it, but if they do, let's see who the target's going to be. We've seen numerous drops on this route, on this play call, so we'll see what they could do. Like both sides trying to regroup before these last 30 seconds. It's going to be 4th and 11.
Coach Kuhn, our special teams coordinator. Shout out Coach Kuhn and Kuhn's family. Kuhn's the one who gives us all of our stats. So shout out Coach Kuhn. Zell Walton's going to be on the receiving end of this punt this time.
Yeah, I believe we're going to start seeing these Huskies filter in some backup players. I wouldn't be surprised if Kai Parker Peterson, backup quarterback, makes his way into this game at some point.
Oh, it's going to be a blocked punt! Blocked by his own team, actually. He kicked it straight into the butt of another player there.
Yeah, that just hit off the butt.
It's going to be picked up by the Huskies at the 15-yard line.
A punt straight into the butt of the defensive.
Parker Flaherty picking up the ball there. Parker Flaherty was monumental in game 1. Game 1, he had about 4 tackles on special teams. Now he picks up a fumble. Parker Flaherty looking like a beast out there.
Yeah, just completely botched there for Niles West. Their punt game has not been a strong suit. I think the snap and everything was fine, but
it looks like he just punted it into the back of his own player. I don't think it was blocked by a Hersey Husky.
Yeah, it was a butt fumble. Punt edition.
Punt edition. Narot coming into the 15-yard line here. 26.9 seconds left on the clock. What can Narot do? Wentink in motion. Narot not going to snap it there. They're looking at what the DB's going to do. Narot calling another motion. That's Luke Casey. Narot is going to fake the handoff. He's going to toss it to Wentink. Excuse me, Jenkins! Jenkins in there for a touchdown.
What a play call. It made it look like Narot was going deep there to Wentink, but then throws it short to Jenkins, and Jenkins walks into the end zone without a defender around him. The Huskies going to score again, and they've matched the number of points that they scored last week against Maine West. So
I really like that play call.
That's a good play.
I really like that play
That's
call.
a good play. So the Huskies 48-0, soon to be 49-0, and really running up the score.
No, I don't think it's going to be 56 anymore, dude. I think you're right.
I think we're pushing 100 here.
I
think we're pushing 100. Could be 100-0.
I wonder how many 100-0 games there are in Illinois.
And I think at some point it's a little offensive, trying to go for 100. Sportsmanship plays a role at some point.
Is there a blowout rule in high school?
I believe there's a running clock. I think it's 49.
Oh yeah, the
42.
running clock. Will start in the second half.
Yeah, we'll start in the second half. So second half will go much quicker than our first half.
Wow, Jack Mouse 7 for 7. What a great looking leg out there on the kid.
Checking back up on some of our scores. Meadows up 37-0 on Maine East. Prospect beating Maine West 48-0. Niles North and Wheeling still at 21-13. Elk Grove just kicked a field goal to make it 17-7. No score on Buffalo Grove, Glenbrook North. As for the MSL West, we don't have a lot of scores either. It's 7-7 from New Trier at halftime. 21-0 Schaumburg Vernon Hills in the second quarter. You know, me and Q-Tip, we have this running bet going about who can have the better game day selection picks at the end of the year. So far, we're tied. I'd like to hope that somebody's going to get some separation at some point.
Dude, I just realized Jack Mao in here for the kickoff, and the ball falls off the tee. But how you're saying that earlier, I don't think it's kind of fair how we do it.
Why?
Because you pick all your picks first, and you come into it, and you have all your picks picked. And then I almost feel obligated to take some different picks, you know?
You know, if you watch the pregame show, you see that there's a little computer right there, and on that computer I have like this huge sheet that really breaks down like everything that we need to talk about for the game, and underneath it I already highlight who I'm going to pick for our game day selections. And so I feel bad because you're always standing next to me, like I'm obviously reading off the screen of what I picked beforehand, and obviously I looked into it, I did some research like the night before, but you know, I know you do your own research, but I feel like you feel inclined to make my pick.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, it was like that week 1, and we both ended up finishing 8-2. I'm no expert on this stuff.
It would pay off for me if you're a really bad picker. What can West do here? He's got Nordena behind him. 22.4 seconds left on the clock. West is going to be looking deep. He's got time. He launches it. It's almost picked off by, wow, Parker Flaherty gets another touch on the ball there. Parker Flaherty, wow.
Right off the hands of Flaherty. Good coverage here by Georgakakis. And that was just going bad once again in a lot of ways. Huskies should have 2 interceptions right now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Huskies score again before the end of the half.
Really? With 16.3 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete pass.
Parker
2
Flaherty,
timeouts.
he's looking like he's having an injury, limping off the field. Never mind, he's fine. It looks like he just cramped for a second. They're bringing Wentink on. Flaherty limping back off. I don't really know what happened there. Wentink on the field, Flaherty off. Flaherty's talking about, it looks like he's got a calf cramp.
I see a lot of players cramping. You know, Hersey's turf is not known for being that good.
West is going to look deep, and it's picked off by Jenkins. Excuse me. Who is that? Nick Jalaka!
Nick Jalaka with his first interception on the season, and your Huskies are in scoring position once again. Can they make this 56 to nothing? 7 seconds on the left on the clock.
Nick
First and
Jalaka
10.
there. I didn't even notice he was on the field.
Yeah,
yet.
I don't think he's a starter, so I believe that was a backup.
I saw the 2 and just assumed it was Jenkins, and then I see the 1 on the right. I'm like, who is that? Wow, Nick Jalaka. We also called his name out earlier in this game. I don't remember what it was for, but
a special teams tackle.
He's
He
making
made the
stuff happen
tackle
out there.
on he made the tackle early on that tackle at about the 10-yard line on the other side of the field against West.
It's great
Or
to
not
see
West,
these
sorry.
younger players coming in,
Marshall.
and they're still making stuff happen for the Huskies. Narot is going to stay in the game, though, and it looks like our starting receiving core is as well.
You know, sportsmanship-wise, you'd take a knee in this situation, let the clock run out. But Hersey-wise, you would go to try to score. So we'll see what they do here.
Narot's got room to go. Now he's got to throw it. No, he's going to try and run it. He's got no time. Narot! Narot dives into the end zone, and he's good. Touchdown, Jake Narot.
What was that play? That was all over the place. Narot was looking to pass, and then he kind of scrambles around, doesn't really know what to happen. He looks like he's running towards the sideline to get out of bounds, and the Niles West defense just stops. And then he makes a hard left turn, dives for the end zone. You know, he's got that big frame of his, you know, reaching off into the end zone, and gets the touchdown, burns out the clock, and 55-0 right now for Hersey.
You know, I was talking to Jake about 2 days ago, and Jake goes, people say I'm not known for scrambling. I'm a runner. I can run. Jake wants people to know that he can run, and he's proving it right now. Jack Mao, another extra point. That's his 7th good extra point of the night. Excuse me, that's his 8th, actually.
Yes.
That's his 8th. Alrighty, guys, going into halftime, the Huskies are looking great out there. 56-0. Ryan, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, 56 points in the first half. I mean, it could be 100 by the end of the game. I'm real impressed with how this Husky offense has looked. They're really trying to run up the score here early on, I can tell. And, like, I mean, you see games where the final score is 50-6-0, but it's only the first half. You got to imagine that Coach Nelson's going to throw in some backups in the second half. Maybe we'll get to see Kai Parker-Peterson, backup quarterback, transfer from Wheeling in the second half. But I guess we'll find out.
You know, I think a good way to sort of lead into halftime here, I think we should go into shout-outs.
Shout-outs
to the folks watching.
Yeah, shout out to family, friends watching of mine back at home.
I want to shout out my family, my brother's wife, Abby, and my nephew, Lincoln. They're watching. Shout out to my brother, Dane. My brother's friends are watching. Shout out Alfin. Shout out Nico, a player who told me he's watching. He played last year for the Huskies.
Yeah.
You got any special shout-outs?
Shout out Kona Ice, because I'm about to go there and get some Kona Ice
Shout
right
out
now.
Kona
So
Ice.
thank you for watching this first half. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into the second half. Huskies are up 56-0 against Niles West here. Ryan, any thoughts to lead us in?
Yeah, I think, Niles West's offense has really been disappointing so far. Nicholas West came into the game about halfway through this first half. Hasn't had a completion, threw an interception, but before that you had Static, who was at quarterback, and once again, he was only good for his legs as well. With Marshall, you're getting some good run game support, but again, not as strong as Jenkins and this Huskies offense, who has been dominating, putting up 56 points in the first half. I think that's the most points you've put up in any first half. So just really strong performance so far by Hersey. Let's hope they continue it through the second half, and I hope we get to see some backups getting some playing time here.
You pointed out how West had most of the times on his runs, but I want to point out one of his completions to Nick Jalaka, the Husky defensive back, out there getting an interception, putting in work. I think he's doing great out there. I did miss a shout-out from last half that I want to point out. My brother Mason's actually watching at his bachelor party.
Wow.
They've got it up, him and all of his friends.
Well, I hope your brother Mason's having some fun.
There we go. All right, guys, we'll see you here when the third quarter starts.
All right. We have a special guest today in the broadcast booth, Ryan Contreras Betts, coming here all the way from downtown Arlington Heights. We have a little pregame interview with RCB. RCB, how are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. It's great to be back at the old stomping grounds.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you back here. So you just got stiffed out of a fist bump. Anyway, we're taking you back to the game here. It's 56-0 as we start our third quarter.
And we're going to see Jack Mao on the kickoff here. Jack Foster's been on the kickoffs most of the time. We saw Jack Mao with his first kickoff just last kickoff. Jack Mao. Jack Mao. It's going to be a big boot. It's got great loft. It's not going to be a touchback. It's going to be received there, down to the 10, to the 20. He's going to make room happen. Taken down at the 20. I just had no view of who that was. I believe number 10. Avner Andrew.
And so even Niles West throwing in some backups too. Yeah, I guess you got to throw them backups when you're up by a lot or you're down by a lot. So
Let's see who's going to come in at quarterback here. It looks like number 13's back on the field. We saw him earlier. Static.
yeah, so once again, switching quarterbacks again. Maybe it's just a quarter-by-quarter basis where they're switching around these quarterbacks, testing out both at the position, seeing if they can get anything going.
Russell Static is going to hand it off to Nordenna. Nordenna's going to get pushed back down by the line of scrimmage. He stayed up, though. He never really went down.
Well, he just got pushed, but forward progress stopped, so he's going to get a gain.
Tackled by 21 Nick Jalaka, 34 Walker.
It's going to be 2nd now and 7. Brandon Jenkins there with the stop.
2nd and 7 for Russell Static. Is he going to be looking to throw, or are they going to keep it on the ground with Nordenna? Russell Static.
I'm also curious to find out if it's running clock yet.
Russell Static. He's going to look for Nordenna. It's a shovel pass to Nordenna. Nordenna is going to get taken down with a loss of a yard, I think.
And I think it's taken down right at about the line of scrimmage. Or actually, they're giving him a gain of a yard there. So immediately a 3rd down after 2 plays, both run plays. Let's see if they're going to go through the air with Static.
It's 3rd and 6 for Niles West Wolves. Russell Static. The Wolves coming out of a break. Russell Static looking.
No gain in last play, 3rd and 6.
No gain. They're keeping it 3rd and 6. Russell Static's got Nordenna behind him. Static. He's going to look to throw. No, he's not. He's scrambling. He makes it about 2 yards and gets taken down by a swarm of Huskies.
Yeah, that was a bit of a high step. It looked like it was going to be a handoff, but he just said, forget about it. I'm going to run up the middle. I'm going to try to turn this into a 1st down, but stop just shy of the 1st down yardage. Looks like they're sending out the punt team. Honestly, at this point, work on your 4th down conversions, right? I would keep the offense out there. Try to go for 1st. What's the worst that could happen? That you're down 60 points instead of 56 points?
Yeah, it is 4th and 1. They might have a little trick play coming in. You never know. Will Russell Static be able to have a good kick this time? And the punt is up, and it's pretty decent. Zell Walton's going to call for it to hit the ground, and it's not going to roll very far. Stopped at about the 30-yard line.
When Niles West gets the punts up, they're actually pretty decent. They're better than teams we've seen recently, but most of the time it's just been a little fumble or a line drive off the butt of the offensive lineman. So I can't say that it's always perfect, but it's been good. It's been good when it's worked.
Unironically, I kind of feel like the punt that never left the ground was the one that went the furthest.
That might have been true. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's plenty of luck right there.
Kai Parker Peterson we're seeing in the game for his very first time. And we're seeing a new running core and wide receiver core. Sorry, I did not notice who that was. It's going to be 25. That's Jackson Travis. Jackson Travis with a gain of 25, and he keeps going. Jackson Travis to the 30. He stays on his feet with a spin move. Jackson Travis to the 15, to the 10. Jackson Travis with a 70-yard running touchdown.
What a run by Travis. There is a flag on the play. I believe you're going to get a hold on the Huskies, but in the end, we saw him week 0 actually against St. Pat's. He had powerful runs. He broke out for an 80-yard touchdown. Once again, another powerful run by Travis. People were worried that when Jenkins leaves, what's going to be the future of this team? But the future's right there with Jackson Travis and his rushing ability. I was surprised he hasn't been dressed. He wasn't dressed against Barrington, but dressed today, making an impact.
He's coming off an injury.
But unfortunately, this play will be coming back. But I'd like to, you mentioned Kai Parker Peterson in the game. He was 1 for 4 against Maine West. That's where he made his first start. Only a 2-yard pass.
I don't know if I said this in the first time we announced, but Jackson Travis is an absolute stud out there. I mean, he's looking really good.
Yeah, he had 7 rushing attempts against Maine West for 36 yards. And he also got into the end zone for his first touchdown. But, no run like the run that we just saw there. But unfortunately, a penalty. So we're restarting.
Parker Peterson to number 24, Arija Seath. I've never seen him on the field.
Arjan Sethi, the running back, junior.
Arjan Sethi, I think. I don't know. I can't really tell. Arjan Sethi.
Yeah, Arjun Sethi, Jackson Travis are probably going to be rotating snaps here as we get throughout the course of the second half.
Jackson Travis could be gassed. I mean, a 70-yard touchdown, and
Yeah.
he almost got tackled about 3 times, spin moves, just going down the field. He probably ran more like 90 yards because of all the dodges he had to do. Parker Peterson, what can he make happen? It's going to be another run play to Sethi. Sethi's going to look to the outside. He's going to get taken down. But it is a first down.
I feel like Sethi's a little more shifty than Travis, but Travis has the build, right? Like the running back build that could just power through anybody and break tackles.
You know, Jackson Travis, he has a TikTok page, and the whole TikTok page is just him lifting, and he's an
Really?
absolute beast out there.
I have to imagine you follow that TikTok page?
I like to stay in touch with the boys on the field.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a lot of them on social media. Parker Peterson. Is that Parker Peterson? It's looking like a different number. I guess it is. Parker Peterson to Travis. Travis down to the outside. He's going to get another breakaway. Travis! He's going to get stopped. No, he's not. He's on his feet. An extra dive for a gain of about 20.
Yeah, well, you see that weightlifting clearly paying off as he's just powers through defenders, stays on his feet through the tackle. Still gets taken down, but a 20-yard gain there. And once again, Travis just really tearing up this Niles West defense on the field. Such powerful runs.
Parker Peterson. Travis lined up behind him. He's got Cooper Mullen, Owen Fahm, and Sebastian Singleton at the receivers. Cooper Mullen in motion. Is going to be another handoff to Travis. Travis is going to gain about a yard, if any.
Yeah, it's the shortest run we've seen from Travis so far, but still plenty of power through that run. Yo, Q-Tip, I just noticed that they removed those big container crates,
I did just notice that as well.
which
Now that you
just
point
like
out.
makes me so happy, because as being a proud middle schooler who used to play football back there, I'm glad to see that that trend can continue on with numerous other middle schoolers now, and they don't have those big cargo containers blocking them from playing some street football while the boys are playing on the field.
Oh, yeah. Parker Peterson. Parker Peterson looking to throw. He's going to throw it. It's going to be just overthrown. He's looking to target number 85, Grant McKinney there, the sophomore tight end.
Yeah, a lot of underclassmen in this game. I feel like you're looking at, well, other than Narrat, because Narrat's also a junior, but I feel like you're looking at this future offense.
Line of scrimmage makes it 3rd and 11.
Parker Peterson got to keep his head up and his eyes open. Sethi on the field next to him. What can Parker Peterson do here? Parker Peterson takes a snap, hands it to Sethi. Sethi's going to look to the outside, and he gets a shift. He gets a little dive there for an extra gain of about 6 maybe? 6 or 7 yards there.
6 or 7 yards there, Q-Tip. Good joke. Really got everybody laughing down here.
You
in the
literally said it in the
broadcast booth.
pregame show, dude. You think you're so funny
Okay.
because you just diss on all my jokes, and you said it in the pregame show.
I'm not dissing on your jokes, Q-Tip. I thought that was, I'm sure you got a couple youth kids laughing back at home. Parents might not understand it. What do you think about 41, Q-Tip? You a 41 guy or a 6'7" guy?
I don't think 41's gonna last. Parker Peterson. Sethi next to him. Parker Peterson's going to look to throw. He has to go quickly, and it's just going to be thrown on the ground there. He's got pressure on him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if the O-line is new, if they're, I don't know who our second string
I believe
is for
this
our
is a
O-line.
new O-line because I don't think our previous O-line was giving Narwhal plenty of time other than one of the later plays in that first half. But
you know, my dad always likes to tell me when I'm worried about my fantasy players that, like, the linemen get tired going into the second half, so you're going to see your running back starting to get more points. And I wonder if that'll be the same for Niles West here. Or do you think these new and, you know, lively D linemen are going to be good for the Huskies?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Minute 32 remaining, 1st and 10. Your Huskies up 56-0. A bit of a snoozer, I would say this one has been. I haven't, other than if you like to see a lot of touchdowns, this is the game to be. But if you want to see a competitive game, maybe not the game.
Excuse me, I didn't see you had it there if it was a running play.
Handoff to Marshall there with a good gain of about 7 yards. So Niles West starting off with a good first down play and moves it down to 2nd down and about 3. You know, I kind of want to see Niles West pass here, right? You got 2nd and short. I'd say go for a pass. If a pass doesn't work, run it, get the first down.
2nd and 3.
Yeah, what can Russell Static do here? They've got 45 seconds left on the clock, and it's a running clock. I don't know how timeouts work here. Does it stop the clock?
I don't think you take a timeout. You're losing 56-0 or you're winning 56-0. There's really no benefit to a timeout.
Russell Static, he's going to toss it to Nordena. Nordena is going to find a gap, yet he's going to get taken down by 2 Huskies there.
Austin Schultz just lit somebody up with a block. It's a nice hit right there.
Austin Schultz has been a beast this game, but he did drop that one pass, though. I mean, those shoulder passes aren't possible. I don't know why I'm even bringing that up. They're going to hate on me after the game for that, but those have got to be so hard. I don't think I could even do that.
Yeah, like we said earlier in the broadcast, 3 drops so far from Hersey. You know, deep passes that turned into drops, but overall, a strong showing by this Huskies receiving corps. As time's going to tick away in the 3rd quarter, so we're entering now into the 4th quarter after a short little break here.
Still no score for the Huskies in the second half. It's 56-0 going into the 4th quarter, but it is a running clock, as we mentioned earlier, so this quarter was about half the time that it took the last quarter, and this is going to be a quick game for the Huskies.
The Orange Crush is still up and loud. You know, I think it's just because it's country night and people are really playing, like they're playing the country songs. People love country music, right? You know, they're singing Megan Maroney, they're singing John
Dead Skunk
Party.
in the middle of the road.
They're not singing Dead Skunk in the middle of the road, Q-Tip. They're not. Maybe you should go down there, give a little suggestion.
Should I run down there real quick, tell them to sing?
Yeah, tell them to play Dead Skunk in the middle of the road.
I think that might ruin the mood, I'm not going to lie. It's not the greatest song I've ever heard, but it's a pretty good country banger. Or maybe, this one's not really country whatsoever, but A Horse with No Name. Have you ever heard that one?
Have not heard that one. Is it like an older song? Or?
Yeah, it's a really old song. It's like, I've been on the desert on a horse with no name. In the desert, you can't remember your name. Do, 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 do. Something like that.
Wow. Excellent job, Q-Tip. You know, you should quit broadcasting and become a singer.
Thank you. Russell Static, he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to take it himself. He's going to look for a first down, and he gets it. He gets a lot more as well. Russell Static down the sideline.
It's going to be pushed out by number 11, Peyton Schultz, but there are 2 flags thrown.
I mean, you definitely have late push there, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a personal foul.
He was out of bounds by a mile and still gets pushed. But I don't know what the second flag is there.
Like I said earlier, join us next week as your Huskies take on Wheeling in a MSL East showdown. First game of MSL East conference play. Wheeling right now 1-3. Not sure how they're doing against Niles North. My Max Preps crashed, so I can't be giving you live updates anymore. But nevertheless, going to be worth the watch.
It's going to be taken by number 24, Ferris Julio on that one.
Well, Ferris Julio's a big guy. He's kind of built like a lineman, honestly. And just a nice run right there. And, you know, he's just not that fast and shifty, but, you know, hard for these Huskies to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big dude out there, and they put him in as running back. It's kind of like, you know how some teams have like a bruiser back and then they got a speed guy?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's looking like for Niles West out here. They put Nordena back into the game. Russell Static taking the snap. New receivers lined up. This is going to be difficult. Russell Static looking deep, and it's going to be batted down by Sebastian Singleton.
Yeah, that would have been a catch
And a touchdown. No chance he
Over
wouldn't
the
have
catch
gotten in there.
touchdown right there, but just an excellent play by Sebastian Singleton, knocking that ball down and preventing the touchdown. That was actually a pretty good pass, I feel like, from the quarterback. But
I mean, that was great defense. I was honestly surprised. I
yeah,
thought that was a touchdown.
you know, if you're the quarterback, you want to throw that one a little bit further in front of the receiver, so he's got to reach out and grab that ball instead of right into the chest there. You want to throw it to where he's running to. But Singleton able to get the hand on that, preventing the touchdown.
We do have to remember it is the backup quarterback, and we still don't know why. But Russell static. He's not able to get a good throw there, and he's going to be sacked by number 54, Nikhil Deverpolly.
Nikhil Deverpolly, the edge rusher, coming in, making that tackle. I haven't seen Deverpolly really get into the backfield that many times this year, but it's nice to see him get back there, get a sack. And now make it a fourth and long situation.
Looks like they're going for it this time. You wanted them to go for it.
I like that they're going for it here. Play aggressive. You got nothing to lose. 8 minutes left or 9 minutes left here in this third quarter. You're down by 56.
I feel like half of our student section has left. I mean, it's just been such a blowout. They're like, there's no chance we're losing.
I actually think there's still a good. Oh, there's a flag on the play. I believe there was a false start on somebody. No, as I was saying, I feel like our student section has sticked around, actually. I'm surprised.
You think so?
I mean, obviously people have left, but I'm so surprised by there's a good chunk of people. Still, there's people in both sections.
And it does look like about half of our parent section is gone, though.
Yeah, I was telling you in the pregame show about how New Trier was complaining that their students didn't stay the entire game. My complaint is that the parents don't stay the entire game. Because I know a lot of the crowd is band and dance and cheer, and they all perform during halftime. We're going to go to the play for a second. I'll finish my thought.
Static, looking to throw deep. He's not going to be able to. He's going to get a throw off, but it's out of bounds.
Anyway, as I didn't convert there on fourth down, so it looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs. Your Huskies going to get the ball. But anyway, as I was saying, I understand that your kid, your relative may have just performed, but I feel like and it's a blowout, so I understand. But I feel like even that week 1 game, the parent section emptied out. The Huskies were winning against a top-ranked team going into halftime. So if you're at the game, if you paid for the ticket, you should stay the entire game.
I feel like even if you're like a band parent.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
if you're a
only
band parent,
support band?
I mean, I know that band. I don't even know what band is. I think they just went home. But if you're a band parent, if you're a dance parent, absolutely stay, support your team. Again, today's a different situation. If I was a parent in the crowd, I'd go home too. Stay, support the game, support your team.
Parker Peterson, Sethi behind him. Parker Peterson's going to hand it to Sethi. Sethi's going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage, and it almost looks like a tackle for loss.
Yeah, I want to see Jackson Travis back in with those big runs. Sethi gets stopped there right at about the line of scrimmage. Going to be about a loss of 1. Going to be 2nd and 10 here.
Taken by Ferris Julio. And Adonil Shaba.
See, Ferris Julio is a defensive lineman, but we've also seen him run the ball.
He's built like a defensive lineman. A overthrown pass there.
Parker Peterson overthrows Sebastian Singleton.
I was saying he's built like a lineman, but honestly, I'm surprised. My brother's freshman team, right? He plays freshman football for Hersey. His team's running back is almost kind of built like a lineman too, but he just gets these powerful runs and makes it hard to tackle. Getting tons of yards after contact. So I feel like it's never a bad thing to have a big power guy on your team.
Parker Peterson, what can he do here? Is he finally going to look to throw on 3rd and long? He is. He's got an open man. That's the tight end, number 85.
That's Grant McKinney.
Wow, I forgot his name already. It's going to be 4th and 3. Will the Huskies convert here or turn it over on downs at their own 27-yard line?
I got to imagine the Huskies keep their offense out there. No point now in really punting it. Though they have had luck on the special teams. Special teams has looked pretty strong today, especially that Jack Foster kick that should have been down within the 1, but smart of the Niles West returner to pick it up and try to get some yardage out of it.
Parker Peterson, he's going to call a motion. That's Cooper Mullen.
It's going to be a flag
False
on the
start
play.
on the defense. It looks like number 25 is hitting his own helmet.
Offside against Niles West. Give the
Offsides.
Yeah, those are just mistakes you can't make, especially in a 50, 60-point game.
That was Soren Kahn hitting his helmet. He's the one who just tackled McKinney.
Oh, Q-tip Kona Ice is going. You missed it.
The Kona Ice is going?
Yeah, it's leaving. Trying to get out without crashing into one of the buses.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see how it gets out.
Parker Peterson lined up tight. I'd imagine this is a run play. It's not. He's going to turn out to the outside. He's got Owen Pham. Owen Pham got room to run. Will he make a juke? He does, and he gets a first down. Owen Pham.
Yeah, Owen Pham kind of had to stop in his tracks here. It was a little underthrown pass by Parker Peterson, but still Owen Pham turning it upfield, getting good yardage for the first down. Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I say I can fly. Orange Crush still playing some bangers.
Parker Peterson. You know, I saw a jump there. I don't know if you did. Sethi taken down with a loss of 5.
I thought Sethi was blocking there. I didn't realize he had the ball. I'm about to say, whoa, where's the flag? But no, Sethi bear tackled
Did
on
you
the
see
ground.
that jump? I saw a jump there.
Jump
from the defense.
From the defense, I did not see it. But honestly, I'm sure these refs want to go home. In the end, well, never mind.
You know, if the Huskies score one more, not only would they outscore Prospect, but Niles West would be stuck at 0 points.
Yes, definitely a bigger win margin for the Huskies so far.
2nd and 15, though. They do have a lot of work to go.
In a dream scenario, I'd like to see the Huskies score 2 more, just because I believe that would beat the scoring record, but I don't think there's enough time.
McKinney with a tackle again, or excuse me, with a catch again.
And he's tackled right about at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Gain of 5, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. I'm sure these Huskies want to get the first down here, or else they're going to need to go for it on 4th again.
Third and 10 for Kai Parker Peterson. 3 receivers. He's got Singleton, Mullen, and Pham. Sethi lined up behind him. He's got McKinney, the tight end. That's Pham in motion. Parker Peterson's going to fake the handoff. He's looking deep. He's got Cooper Mullen deep. No, he's not. He's going Owen Pham at the out of bounds. Did you see Cooper Mullen on the deep route there? I thought he was looking at him.
I thought this was Tom Nelson's special Kai Parker Peterson edition.
Yeah.
But instead, a little bit of an overthrown pass short to Pham.
It's going to be 4th and 10, and they're keeping the offense in.
Country Roads Take Me Home being played right now. West Virginia staple. BJW hockey staple. We play this in the locker room during intermission.
Do you?
Yeah, we all put our arms around each other and sing the song.
That's lit.
And another giant bug just flew into the room. Oh my God. We need to put the windows back on. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
Parker Peterson, he's telling Singleton
Country
to line up as a
roads.
receiver. Peterson's looking long, 1:20 left on the clock. It's going to be a short throw over to McKinney. McKinney's going to get a first down and more.
Flags on the play.
Looks like we're going to get a little personal foul on somebody. Suleiman Khan, the junior defensive lineman, and number 60 for the Huskies, Spiro Zerafonitis, junior offensive lineman, kind of got into a little bit of a wrestling match on the near side of the field towards the Husky sideline. I'm sure there's going to be a flag on somebody.
They're moving it back, it looks like, for the Huskies, but it should be a redo of downs. Not downs, down. It's going to be a redo 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 15, though. Fourth and 15, 20 seconds left on the clock. They might just let it run out here. It's a running clock, 24, 23. Doesn't even look like they're lining up. This could be the end of the game for the Huskies. Huskies are walking off the field with no time left while they're getting yelled at by the coaches. That's going to be a win for your Hersey Huskies, 56-0. Alrighty, guys, rounding out this game. We had a great game from the Hersey Huskies, and it seems like our predictions are sort of correct. I had 53-0. You
I had 56 to 14. I overestimated the Niles West offense. I was close. I was 14 points off. You know, Niles West offense not as explosive as I expected. But in total, just an excellent performance here for the Huskies.
I do just want to say, though, all 56 points were scored in the first half.
Yes, all 56
Those were
points
all of our starters. Our backups need to put some more work in, you know?
Well,
we should be able to score one
But I've
touchdown
seen
in-
pretty
in-
great
in a
things,
full half.
especially that Jackson Travis.
Oh, yeah. He looked like a
run.
beast out there. He had that 70-yard touchdown, but it got called back.
But I'm going to look short-term starting offense and even backup offense and defense looking very good for this Huskies as they travel now to MSL East Conference play starting next week against Wheeling. And the big game coming in about 3 weeks here versus Prospect.
Yeah, absolutely. As you were saying, I mean, Parker Peterson hit a couple overthrows, but you have Jackson Travis on the run game. So many different players coming in the game, though. We saw Owen Pham get a first down and more. I mean, the players are just looking dynamic out there. Even our backups are looking great.
All right, well, as for now, my name's Ryan Antonucci, joined here by Quentin Bursch. We hope you join us next week as your Huskies take on Wheeling. But as for today, your Huskies beating Niles West 56-0 at home. Once again, we thank you for joining us. Good night.